Arizona Highland Homestead. Doing a live stream today. I am out here doing some fire abatement, collecting some browse for the sheep to eat. So join me as I bear the heat. It is 100 degrees here in the mountains of central Arizona, Arizona Highlands, as they say, and should should maybe get some rain today. See those thunderheads over me? Anyway, hopefully the reception works out okay. I'm on the back part of our land, so we'll see what it looks like. As you can tell, I got shorn. We sheared the sheep this week, and I got sheared as well. Hey, Lynette. Yeah, glad to have you join me. I'm just going to be trimming up some of the brush that's here. So you can see this is where I stopped. My loppers are there, but you can see kind of what it looks like afterwards. This isn't a very great job, but it's definitely thinned out more. You can see over there, those oak trees used to be super thick, and like these ones, these will get thinned out now. So hey Lynette, if you're still there, can you let me know if you can hear me okay, if the feed's all right, or if it is come and go. So one of the things I do is I bring a piece of baling twine out with me. It has a loop on either end, and what I end up doing, oh, everything's good, thank you. I have a loop on each end. I lay it out like this, usually where there's not as many sticks, but then I pass one loop through the other when I'm done cutting some browse. So hopefully I can just put you all up somewhere to watch me do my browse collection. So let's see if I can do something here. Maybe? Nope. Trying to see if the fence will hold this up. Well, that's gonna have to do for a minute while I cut some of this browse. So hopefully you can hear me from way over there, but what I'll do is I'll pick a main stem that's a little bit bigger than the others. So this one looks pretty good, pretty thick, and then these ones that are going horizontal, they just have to go. So we'll cut those, bring them back for the sheep. Any that are more horizontal or smaller. Now this is a real fire hazard. So I've been trying to do this the last 3 years, and I've been making some progress, but there's still quite a bit to do. So yeah, we sheared the sheep last night, and we've used some electric shears in the past, but we got some hand shears. I think people mostly use them for trimming up their show lambs after they use the electric shears to kind of get the fine stuff off of them. But I just used it to clean up some of our Dorper sheep that weren't sloughing off their hair and wool as fast as I would like. So yeah, you can see I've got a little bit started there. I was wanting to do a before and after of the sheep grazing out here and show you all what that looks like. So maybe I'll do that in the future. But the sheep doing their part grazing up all this brush, and me doing my part lopping it, is really what it takes over many years, from what I found now, to get this place the way I am envisioning it, where we have some silvopasture. That's the last video I put up, was talking about silvopasture and how that works. Some of these are real small suckers. The sheep will eat that whole thing. Let me make sure you guys are still with me. Thanks, Lynette. Hey, we got 5 people on here. Oh, now it's dropped down to 2. Hey, double tap that screen if you're on mobile and let us know that you appreciate this. I am trying to remember to go live, but you can see we cleared all this out here. You can see where all the oak leaves, the litter was, and then this is kind of what I'm trying to eliminate. Is there is a lot of dead oak branches. You can see this one right here, and it just goes down to the base of this one, and this one I'm keeping. I'll probably keep a couple of these other ones too. But yeah, getting this out of here, and I'm just throwing it down on the ground here as mulch. You can see here's another one, and these ones can just break, but then this one will become like that, or it'll grow up and be big, and so you can see a lot of these I'm just trimming the small stuff. There's some dead like this that we just break off because it's so small. There's another one. So I'll just break those off. There's another one. And I'll just keep going at it. See how dead this is? So some of this hasn't been touched for probably 50 years. And it's just dead, and I can break it and just throw it on the... I've tried to put in open spots where there's been some erosion. There's another piece of kindling right there. Some other erosion, but you can see, like, I haven't touched this one really, this group, and it's right beneath this pinyon pine tree. And you can see these ones are below the pinyon pine tree, but if I take too much all at once, if I took all these out, they wouldn't be shading the roots enough. I may have done too much as it is, but these oaks tend to do okay. And here's one that is an example of what we're after. So I can kneel down and show you for size comparison. So this is, when I'm kneeling, I'm about the height of a sheep. So it's perfect. I'm in the shade. The sheep like to rub their bodies on the rough bark, and they will nibble up all this stuff. See all this? We'll put them on this, and they'll clean this up, and then next year I'll have to come and get whatever's left, anything that's bigger. We put them on this past year. You can see here's the grass that's growing underneath there, but yeah, we got 3 people watching. Great. There is a lot to do here, and I really don't have enough time in the day to do it all very quickly. So I just take a bite at it, one bite at a time, and then there's a lot of these dead pieces of oak like this that you'd think that's good firewood. Well, it is, but it's better for our smoker. I smoke a lot of meat and make some barbecue. In fact, I did a brisket and a rack of ribs last night. It turned out really good. The ribs are gone, by the way. Rack of ribs doesn't last this long, but we got lots of brisket for today, and it's lunchtime over here, so I'm taking a break from work. You can see here's a classic example. This is maybe a 2-inch piece of oak, 1.5 inches, and it'd go great in the smoker, but right now it's just fire hazard. I mean, it's so close from the ground. It's, maybe 7 inches or so, and it's pretty horizontal. So that's all it takes, just to break it and then throw it somewhere where we don't have a whole lot of ground cover, and that will be kind of what I call the macro mulch. So it's a whole system of some silviculture, like this oak tree I was showing you when I was knelt down, and that oak tree is shading enough. I showed you the grass that's underneath it, and so a lot of these oak trees, they start off real small, and they have to grow up over time, of course, and then they can produce some shade canopy, which is super helpful here in Arizona. Helpful everywhere, probably. But, anyway, I'm gonna get back to work over here. I'm trimming the oak thickets up. It's good to take a break in the shade of a pine. Let's see. We got 7 people on. Mainly off-grids here. All right. There's some cool sized trees for Arizona desert. Yeah. Oh, hey, Barb, Ben's over acres. And looks like my feed's going in and out. But yeah, double tap the screen if you're on mobile. Sure helps us out. I'm gonna just trim a little bit more, and then my live will probably be over because I need to eat lunch and get back to work. But here, I'll set you up so you can watch me prune a little bit more. Hopefully that's a good angle. I don't know, but the fire abatement, it's a real deal. We've got quite a few fires going on in central Arizona right now. A few just started. We got a bunch of dead I'm bringing out here. Some more dead. I mostly come out here. What motivates me is to just feed the sheep some browse, or tree hay as they might call it. If you take it off of the land, it becomes tree hay, I guess. But I don't put it up for the winter. That is something I just found out about maybe last year, that people used to make tree hay back before they cut grass into hay bales. Well, I guess they've been making grass hay for a long time, but tree hay used to be a lot more common when people needed to clear the land to grow crops or whatever, and so it's just a natural byproduct, um, or they just needed food for their animals over winter. They would just collect a lot of boughs of tree limbs, mostly deciduous, and then they would just hang on to those until the winter, when they didn't have any leaves on most of the trees and the grass was just yellow and dying. They would feed the tree hay. So I've tried that and it works okay, but often the wind will get to it even if we put it in the hay barn, and we'll end up having a lot of the leaves blow off of the tree hay. But anyway, let me know if you guys have ever tried that. If you have animals that eat hay, it's probably going to give your horses colic, I would imagine.